everyone.
Welcome to school.
So today we are going to discuss about the topic
Transport in plants.
So here there are totally 6 topics.
Okay.
Transport in plants generally it means that the transport of water, food materials and minerals and everything. So we are going to see how it is transported and what means it is transported and everything. So the first topic is means of transport. In that there are 4 subdivisions: diffusion, precipitated diffusion, active transport, comparison of differentiation transport process, different transport process. And the second topic is plant water relations. So here also there are 4 subtopics: water potential, osmosis, plasmolysis, imbibition. And then the third topic is long distance transport of water. So here there are 2 subtopics: how do plants absorb water and water movement up a plant. Okay. And the fourth topic is transpiration.
Okay.
So in this transpiration and photosynthesis are compromised. And the fifth topic is uptake and transport of mineral nutrients. In this there are 2 subtopics: uptake of mineral ions, translocation of mineral ions. Okay. So sixth topic is flow and transport.
Okay.
Flow from source to sink.
Okay.
In that our subtopic is that the pressure flow or mass flow hypothesis. Okay. So with these topics and subtopics we are going to understand how, in what ways it is diffused or transported.
How transport of food material and nutrients and water content as transport to all parts of the plants. We are going to study.
Yeah, we are going to study them and how it plays a role in transpiration, photosynthesis, and what means it has to travel up the gravity. The gravity is down, but it has to travel up the gravity.
We need sudden pressure. Okay.
So how it is obtained? So everything we are going to see.
Some science is involved.
Yeah. We are going to see in transport. Okay, we are going with the first topic, which is means of transport, in which we will be discussing about all the 4 means. In the first topic, means of transport, we are going to discuss about the diffusion. So this diffusion is nothing but something diffuses from one region to other region. It is a diffuses like that. So this process is passive process. It is not active. It is passive process. It itself take place. It will itself take place. So this diffusion takes place only across short distances. It cannot take place to long distances. It can only take place from short distances. Okay. So here in diffusion, no energy is utilized. Okay. This diffusion takes place from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay.
This is a slow process.
Very slow process, and it does not depend on living system. Okay. This diffusion is does not it. If living system is there or not there, no problem for diffusion. Wherever it is, diffusion should happen. It will happen. Like if you soak something in water, the water will go into.
If I soak something in the water will go out.
Will go into that substance.
Substance.
Sometimes the water will go into the substance. This is known as diffusion, from higher concentration to lower concentration.
From high pressure to low pressure.
Higher concentration of water or higher concentration of anything to lower concentration of that substance. Okay. So it does not matter if living organism is there or not there. It does not matter. So only means of gaseous movement within the plant body. So diffusion is the only means of gaseous movement through the plant body. Only through diffusion gases can move out and inside the plant body.
Only gases?
Yes.
Gas.
Water also can move. Diffusion is the only means of gases exchange. Can you understand the sentence?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Only means of gases exchange.
Yeah. Gases cannot go into the plant and come out of the plant without diffusion. So it is the only means of the gas exchange in plant body. But water also diffuses in plant body for short distances.
Okay.
So diffusion rates are affected by concentration. Concentration, that is lower concentration, higher concentration, is affected by that one. And permeability of the membrane. How the membrane is permeable to what substances? the permeability of the membrane. If membrane is not permeable to any substance, diffusion cannot pass. Diffusion cannot occur. So then temperature and pressure. This rates are also affected by temperature and pressure. Okay. So this is what is diffusion. Okay. It has no energy expenditure, short distances, it is passive, higher concentration to lower concentration. So these are the important points to remember in diffusion. Okay. So the second subtopic under means of transport is facilitated diffusion. What is facilitated diffusion?
The facilities that the diffusion takes.
Yeah, the facilitated diffusion is something helps
the diffusion to take place. Okay.
So here, substances soluble in lipids diffuse through the membrane faster because the membrane is made up of lipid bilayer. We have already seen in cell the unit of life. The cell membrane of organisms are made up of lipid bilayer with protein, carbohydrates and everything. With non-polar region present on the outer side and hydrophobic on the outer side and hydrophobic. So that are all we have seen, right? So since it is lipid bilayer, lipids can pass to some substances which are lipid soluble can pass through the membrane so faster, so easily. But water is not lipid soluble.
Yeah, water is not.
So it needs some membrane proteins, okay, the proteins which are present
to make it soluble.
Proteins which are present on the membrane to facilitate this transport. So membrane proteins try to cross the membrane. Those substances which cannot pass through the membrane so easily can pass through these proteins. Okay. So concentration gradient must be present here also from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay. So, by facilitated diffusion, we have some more points to discuss very much in detail, so we will be discussing that. Now we are going to see some more points on facilitated diffusion. So here, special proteins, we have already seen that special proteins and substances move across membrane without the use of ATP and ACE. So, when all protein transporters, these proteins are present in the membrane, inside, within the two lipid layers, okay? So, when these proteins, all the proteins are attached to molecules to pass through. See, when all protein transporters are used, used in the movement of other molecules, it is known as, then the rate will be maximum. So, this point is known as saturation point. Okay. So, everything is used because everything is used here. So, how it works? Generally, imagine this is the membrane. Between the membrane, this is the carrier protein or transport protein. So these are the molecules which are not lipid soluble. So and these need to be transported.
So these molecules goes through the protein.
Yeah, this molecule comes and attaches to the protein. This protein turns. Okay.
Oh, it turns like
this. Okay. It rotates
and
leaves this molecule here. And it catches another molecule and it rotates.
Oh, here, this comes here, this comes here.
Yeah.
It goes here, this leaves here, this leaves here. Okay.
So that is the mechanism here. So here is also the concentration is very important from higher concentration to lower concentration. And these proteins.
When you are going to some malls and all, they keep the door like this only. And rotate and door is here. If you go this side and go, someone enter that side, they'll come and leave back here.
So that is the mechanism going here. So these proteins are sensitive to inhibitors. They won't carry inhibitors. Only the required molecules they carry, not inhibitors which reacts with protein side chains. Okay. So only with the needed molecules or it is very sensitive to the molecules and it can identify the molecules also. So it transports in. Okay.
It's like verifying. When we are going inside the mall, they verify us. Okay.
So porins are special substances, special proteins. These have huge pores in the outer membrane. These have huge pores in the outer membrane of plastids. Plastids are nothing but chloroplasts, leucoplasts and chromoplasts and the mitochondria.
Like a wall.
Mitochondria and some bacteria. So in these, the walls have a large space of these proteins. Okay. And in water channels, there are 8 different types of aquaporins.
Okay.
So these facilitated transport is of 3 types. Okay. Uniport, antiport and symport.
Okay.
Imagine this is a membrane and this is a carrier protein. In uniport, the protein carries only one molecule, either this side or this side. So it is known as uniport.
Only one side.
Only one molecule.
Okay.
It carries either inside the cell or outside the cell.
Okay.
And in antiport, it carries one molecule, to the cell and another molecule outside the cell.
Like this.
No, it is a uniport.
This is the uniport. This can come here, this can go here. It can go this side, no. This also can go that side.
How can this go that side? These molecules are left inside by this carrier.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, at a time they go so okay. At a time.
Okay.
At a time they want to go like this.
Can you understand?
Yeah.
See, actually, these are different substances. Can you understand? But these are same substances.
substances.
Here, A is a different substance.
B is a different system.
Okay, so what in here, how the mechanism goes on? Here a protein from the side will attach, here a molecule from the side will attach, here a molecule from the side will attach.
Then it will rotate
and leave the molecule. Then it will catch another molecule and rotate and leave the molecule. So that is the mechanism of having a antiport, where both the molecules exchange in opposite directions. Okay. So in synport, the two molecules at the same side are traveled to the other side in the same direction.
at the same side, at the same time, at the same direction.
Yes. So this is known as synport. Okay. Can you understand the
Yeah,
three types of
uniport, antiport,
synport? So this is these are taking place in facilitated diffusion. So remember, facilitated diffusion do not use ATP energy, and it uses the membrane proteins, and these needs concentration gradient.
The different types of aquaporins.
That is an example.
That's an example.
Yes, it has 8 different types of aquaporins. That's all. That is a example. And you have to remember these three things mainly.
Actually, from here to here, this is so important. From here to here.
From here to here, yeah, it does not use ATP energy, and it has concentration gradients and membrane proteins. Okay, but in diffusion, it also does not use ATP energy. It is also based on concentration gradient, but it does not have carrier proteins. Okay, this is very important here. And next we will see about active transport. Okay, in active transport, what kind of mechanisms going on, we will be seeing that. Okay. We saw about passive transport, that is diffusion and facilitated diffusion. So now we are going to see about active transport. So active transport uses energy. Okay, and it pump the substances or molecules that are present outside to inside or inside to outside. Okay, within the membrane by membrane proteins. Okay, in facilitated diffusion, those were protein channels, but here it is membrane proteins. Both are equal at some times. Some proteins act both passive transport. They do both passive transport and active transport. Okay. So here these pumps are nothing but they are proteins. This uses energy. It pumps substances from low concentration to high concentration.
Okay.
Whereas in diffusion and facilitated
From high concentration to low concentration, this can pump. So it has so energy to pump from low concentration.
Yeah, only from the low concentration to high concentration. It is
like climbing uphill.
Yeah, uphill transport. Okay. So these proteins, membrane proteins, are also sensitive to inhibitors like in facilitated diffusion. So if any substances which are not required or which is inhibiting the proteins of the side chain, so it identifies and it does not select that one. So it is sensitive to inhibitors.
Like this on diffusion.
So here it uses energy, ATP. ATP adenosine triphosphate, it uses that energy and pumps the substances, and it is uphill transport from low concentration to high concentration, and special membrane proteins are required here. Proteins are required here. In facilitated diffusion also we require proteins, but in diffusion we do not require proteins in the membrane. And it is highly selective. Facilitated diffusion is also highly selective. Whereas the diffusion, simple diffusion is not highly selective, it can transport any substances. Okay, and so this one is only uphill. The rest of them are not uphill; they are downhill. Okay, So this one alone requires ATP energy. The rest do not require energy. Okay.
Because it's transporting from object from
So this is the comparison of different transport processes, whether it is using ATP, whether it needs membrane proteins, or whether it needs whether it is highly selective or not. So these are the main characteristics of these three transports. Okay. So next we go to the second topic, which is plant-water relations.
plant water relations.